C60 Show.
Hi, I'm Ken, a research scientist and founder of C60 Purple Power.
And I'm Sierra, a certified functional nutrition counselor. Today we're doing a live Q&A, so please put your questions in the comments.
Yes, we're here to answer all your questions about Carbon 60.
And if you're watching the replay, you can also put your questions in the comments because we'll be answering those later as well.
Well, let's get started, shall we?
Absolutely, but first...
All opinions expressed on our show today are for informational purposes only and are not a substitute for professional medical advice. Please seek advice from your doctor or other qualified healthcare practitioner. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
All right. Well, we are going to start out with just, some common basic knowledge about C60, because maybe it's your first time ever on the show. And thank you for joining us, by the way. Please click like and subscribe to our channel. But, you may not know what C60 is. So let's talk about that.
Well, C60 is a molecule of 60 carbon atoms shaped exactly like a little soccer ball. And it's one of the most powerful antioxidants known in nature. And in fact, it's an SOD catalase substitute or mimic, and that allows it, which is, those are really important antioxidants that are found in your mitochondria to make them run efficiently. So, there is no way to supplement for the SOD and catalase, but with C60 is a mimic and does the job of both in one shot. And what's really great, it resets itself again and again and again by itself. It doesn't need extra body chemistry to do that or cellular metabolism to do that. And so that's why it's been characterized as several hundred times more powerful than conventional antioxidants like vitamin C and such and like that. And the other thing about it is also it has no toxicity at any level because C60 only deals with two oxidative radicals in the body. The most damaging oxidative radical of all, which is the superoxide. That's basically an oxygen with an extra electron, which, basically causes, oxidative stress, which is their body rusting, right? So believe me, an oxygen with an extra electron, that's an instant rust causer. And the other one is the hydroxyl ion. That's basically a water molecule missing its proton, and that's negatively charged. And C60 gives itself a little positive charge by taking hydrogen ions from the environment. And then these negatively charged oxidative radicals like superoxide and the hydroxyl ion will stick to it. C60 releases the hydrogen ion, neutralizing those oxidative radicals either back to oxygen or water, and then resets itself. And it can do this again and again and again. And that's sort of the secret of C60.
But really, what does this mean for you? Like, why do people take it? Do you want to hand me that bottle over there? Because I want to share people. Okay, so here we go. This is like a 4-month supply. So it's kind of a big bottle, but... Are we out of focus?
Oh, just focus because, yes.
There we go. Basically, C60 has to be dissolved in an oil. So it's really easy to take. You don't need a whole lot. 1 teaspoon a day works perfectly for most people. If you're a little older or a little heavier, you might need more. But you can check out shopc60.com to learn more. But let's talk about just a few reasons why people take it. Really, the health benefits that have already been established by scientific research or what we're going to cover here. But let us know in the comments how you have experienced any results with C60. We would love to hear your story.
Yes, and the number one reason people take it is more energy. Because those little mitochondria I talked about, they are the energy powerhouses of your cell. They produce ATP, which does 95% of the cellular metabolisms. So when your mitochondria are functioning fully, making lots of ATP, you have more energy. So, mental clarity goes up, brain fog goes away. And of course, it's an anti-inflammatory in the sense, so anything where you have inflammatory conditions, it kind of helps out.
All right. Well, yeah, because it does one thing really, really well, which is neutralize oxidative stress. Mm-hmm. Now, we know that oxidative stress is the cause of all kinds of issues, including inflammation. So really lowering the oxidative stress allows the body to just, heal itself and recover from all the years of damaging oxidative stress, which we are exposed to more and more these days. But let's just talk about a few more little health benefits here that we can mention. We know that it helps with mental clarity. And of course, that makes perfect sense. There are a ton of mitochondria hanging out in the brain, and the C60 molecule is able to cross the brain barrier. So it's able to go in there and reduce that oxidative stress in your brain, which can cause all kinds of problems, dementia, Alzheimer's, and everything else. So, and then also it can really get anywhere. It can get past the gut barrier as well. So it can help with all kinds of things. So it's all the downstream effect of that one thing it does really, really well.
And it does have some side effects. One of them is it increases libido, significantly increases libido in men and women. And that's here.
C60 sexy.
Our C60 sexy product, edible massage oil.
Yeah, it's basically the same formula with avocado oil, but it comes with this really nice pump that you can easily apply it for topical purposes. You can use it as a massage oil if you want to rub it into a mosquito bite or some funky mole. Like you can, people really love using C60 topically for all kinds of things. Let us know in the comments how you use it topically.
Okay, well, let's get with our questions, shall we?
One thing. This is actually stems from a question, but we have been asked to do a little reaction video. Okay. So we're going to respond to a video that was actually posted back in 2018 by a guy named Gavin, who has this theory that C60 might be used to control people's minds. So we're going to discuss that, okay? We're going to crush that myth here in a second. But first, I'm going to share my screen so we can just show you a little bit of this video. Now, hopefully it's working. Let us know in the comments because we haven't really done this before. So I just want to make sure that this is working. I think.
Come back here, Mr. Video.
Actually, I need to switch over to this guy right here. And we're going to maximize him there. Okay. C60 warning. Why I stopped C60.
Two, three,
Really
four.
important announcement. I want to talk today about why
See, I can't hear it.
Oh.
I can't hear it now.
I'm stopping the C60 fullerene, Buckminster fullerenes. I did a video about it.
Well, we'll probably edit
Okay.
in some things maybe later.
We actually already did a little pre-recording of this, but we can talk about it. If you've seen this video before, you know, you probably know what we're talking about. I mean, here's the deal. There's different kinds of C60. There's, you know, the whole singly dissolved molecule of C60 in an oil that's recommended for health benefits that have, you know, already been the subject of numerous scientific research studies establishing and, you know, what the properties of this particular molecule are, right? But there's some research out there that is talking about a different C60 situation, which is more of a particle. Do you want to talk about C60 particles and why they are not relevant to the type of C60 found in, you know, our product?
Yeah, and all the health research studies that found positive benefits of C60, it was dissolved molecules of C60, either usually dissolved in oil or polyhydroxynated. Now, they've had some studies of C60, which are particles of C60. So they consist of hundreds or thousands of particles. And these are basically crystal shards. And a crystal of something has a crystal interface, acts completely chemically and physically different than an individually dissolved molecule. For instance, silica is a necessary nutrient, dissolved silica. Now, glass is mostly made of silica. Now, if I was to grind up a bunch of glass into nanoparticles and give it to somebody, that would have negative effects. And it's the same way with C60 or soot or clay or anything else. Tiny particles of things are completely different from their individually dissolved molecules, and you can't make a mistake between the two because they're just completely chemically different. But the main thing Tony was worried about, Gavin and Tony P, his master, is that C60 is part of a plot by AI to take over your brain and control you. And maybe evil aliens are behind it all.
Yeah, you were saying like, you know, there's all these new technical devices and AI and everything. And it's like, no, C60 is not a new technical device. It was not made by man. It is found in nature in the atmosphere of giant red stars. Okay, it's been around since the dawn of time. And no one invented it to control humanity.
Yes, in fact, it was when the Earth, there was actually geologic deposits of C60 in the early Earth. So yeah, it's been around since the beginning of time. And no, I don't. C60 is not part of a plot by alien AI to take over your mind and control you.
And it's the perfect scaffolding for DNA. So it might even have something to do with the formation of life as we know it.
Yes, I think we've had that and talked about that in other videos. So yes.
The only conspiracy I think that he termed it rich, powerful people might have is that they might give it to their employees so that they'll be more productive and a little bit more mentally clear.
Yes, we have a lot of people.
I know he did that with me.
We have a lot of people that are actually our customers that are those type of people.
Yeah.
Because they know the benefits of C60 and how it makes your brain work better.
And maybe they want you to live longer and be healthy so you continue to do your awesome job.
Yes. So, so that's C60. Yeah, but anyway, let's get past this, the crazy videos of, AIs taking over your brain and get into real questions about C60.
Okay, but one more thing I have to say, because Gavin, this is nothing against you. We can totally understand how you would make this mistake. Lots of people make this mistake. We get questions every day about, oh, isn't it toxic? Isn't it a nanoparticle? And the answer is no. But how would you know unless you realize that the only relative research involves singly dissolved fullerenes, C60 molecules? So now you know, and we hope that you will start taking C60 again because, you can go back on Cliff High and tell them how you like it and wish you never stopped.
Yes. So what's...
okay, questions.
Questions,
fine.
Yes.
I know that's why you all
Tony
are
was
here.
just too... Gavin and his boss, Tony, are just too much.
First of all, let us know what you thought of this whole... I'm sorry we couldn't show the video, but we'll link to it for sure. Let us know, what weird conspiracies you found online, and we'll be happy to respond to those. All right. Stellar Bean says, can C60 possibly reverse skin tissue damage? Could it cause a healing crisis?
Well, first off, the skin tissue damage. One of the first human studies of C60 was C60 in a face cream in Japan, and C60 was found to significantly reduce wrinkles and fine lines in Japanese women. So yes, it can help improve your facial skin condition.
And you don't have to be Japanese.
Yes, and I think there's a couple of questions that we're going to see. Yes, if you've never taken C60 before, it can have a little bit of toxicity. It releases toxins into the environment. Like if you've
you didn't just say that.
Yes, if you've had lots of mouth metal.
Okay.
And stuff like that, and you've got like a big load of toxins. When
so
C60 gets in there,
effect,
it has a detox effect.
Okay.
And then you come flooding out of, you can do that. So, but if you drink an extra water or something, because C60 is an antioxidant, so it actually reduces that. But so if you take it C60 the first time, you need to do a little bit extra water.
But just to be clear, there is no toxicity.
No, C60 has no toxicity at any level. At any level.
But it can have a detox effect as your body is getting rid of these things. Real quick about toxicity, there are studies out there that have looked at this fullerene and actually given it to test animals 10,000 times the amount that you normally would take for health benefits. And not only did they not find any side effects or toxicity, but they actually found some surprising benefits.
Yes, well, among things like increasing lifespan by 90% and such. But that's the key is start slowly and then build up the amount of C60 that you take.
A good way to start is maybe half a teaspoon and then work your way up to a whole teaspoon. Carpe diem, hey there. Why does C60 seem to help my sleep so much?
That's one of the things. I talked about how C60 gets into those mitochondria, and then the mitochondria use it to reduce the oxidative burden they're under. And actually, that superoxide, get rid of superoxides and hydroxyl radicals before they leak out of the mitochondria and into the cell to cause damage. But one of the things that the other thing that mitochondria make is pregnenolone, which is the precursor molecule for all the hormones. And so when you take C60, for instance, you see C60 in your pineal gland, it's going to make more melatonin. In your hypothalamus pituitary gland, you get like more human growth hormone and all kinds of other things. In your thyroid, you probably get more T3 and T4. And in your adrenals, you get more mineral corticoids, glucocorticoids, and androgens, which are turned into testosterone or estrogen, depending on who you are. And that's probably one of the reasons why there's a significant increase in libido.
Yeah, and also not only that, but as you age, your hormone production really significantly declines. And then there are other things besides aging that can cause that decline, such as stress. I mean, when you're really stressed out, you got to use a lot of pregnenolone to make all those stress hormones. Not only that, but steroidogenesis causes a lot of free radical damage. So, but men, especially if you look at the statistics, men, their testosterone levels decline drastically. So what starts happening is they start putting on fat, not able to build muscle. So there's some of those side effects there.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that, because once the androgen production goes up in your adrenals, then you have more of that testosterone and or estrogen or progesterone or whatever it is. And it's not like hormone replacement therapy.
No.
Hormones rise all across. Every hormone producing organ in your body now can produce hormones at what your body wants, like it used to when you were like 10, 20 years younger.
So it's not taking over the system of your body and conducting the orchestra and telling it what to do. No, it's just providing the building blocks for your body to be able to produce the hormone that it needs, right? So that's why it's so great at hormone balance, because it's not, you're not supplementing with the hormones directly and throwing everything off.
Yeah, because C60 doesn't heal, prevent, cure any disease. What it does, it lifts the oxidative burden that your cells are under. And once that oxidative burden is lifted off the cells, now they can function the way that they're meant to function, the way that they used to function when you were much younger. And so you will notice those changes over time as you take C60.
But let us know in the comments, how have you discovered your hormone levels have maybe changed? Richie says, any opinion on drinking hydrogen water or breathing hydrogen or ozone therapy in conjunction with C60? Thanks. I take C60 and drink hydrogen water.
Oh yeah, hydrogen gas therapy, which either hydrogen water is just hydrogen hydrogen dissolved in water. It's there you can build little pills to put that do, or hydrogen gas therapy. You breathe hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is both an antioxidant and a signaling molecule, and so yeah, it kind of supercharges C60. C60 has this love affair with hydrogen. That's kind of the carbons on the outside, so it can hold up to 56 hydrogen atoms inside of it, 6 inside, and like the other, I guess 52 on the outside. When you saturate with hydrogen. So if you do hydrogen gas therapy, it holds onto the hydrogen gas, then slowly releases it and increases the efficiency of both the C60 and hydrogen gas therapy.
Now, they do make these little tablets that you can do, but honestly, I'm a big fan of just getting things from your food, and you can get hydrogen from apples and high fiber fruits and vegetables. So just eat an apple with your C60. See if that improves your results.
Because as for some reason the fibers in apple are broken down by bacteria in your digestive system, which is one of the reasons why you want a healthy digestive, healthy microbiome in your gut. And it releases hydrogen gas. In fact, they say up to 11 liters a day of hydrogen gas are produced by a healthy gut that has fiber. So anyway, that's just part of why a healthy biome in your gut is so important.
So all of you keto people out there, make sure you're getting your fiber. All right, let's see. Dennis says, can you also mention the benefits of giving C60 to our beloved pets?
Oh yes, we have. I think we have videos on there where old lethargic dogs would just get C60 and they're running around like puppies again, because and you can't have the placebo effect when it comes to a pet.
They don't, but they get the zoomies and start running around and doing things they haven't done since they were a puppy.
Yeah, so basically, if you got an old German Shepherd size, it's about a tablespoon a day. And just scale that down depending on the size of your dog. Little foo-foo dogs probably only need like a quarter of a teaspoon.
Yeah, and if your dog's a puppy, the dog doesn't need C60 because honestly, your antioxidant production and sort of pets' antioxidant production declines as you age. That's when they really start needing that.
Yes, that's those people with gray hair. That's the people that C60 is the best for.
All right. Another question from, is it Dennis or Janice? Can you describe how to use C60 topically and for what purposes and exactly how to do that? Oh, can I mention something?
Yes.
We just posted on Instagram. You guys should follow us. It's at C60 Purple Power, all one word with the @ handle there, and you can find us. We just posted a DIY after sun spray recipe that you can make with some C60 and some water in a spray bottle. I did this like a couple summers ago. I was out on my paddleboard for way too long on the lake. I got fried. So I started spraying this. It's 1 part C60 oil and 3 parts water. And I started spraying this on my skin every day and everywhere, you know. And something funny happened. Well, first of all, the burn went away. It turned to a tan, which was nice. And I didn't peel, which was awesome. However, I also had this skin tag. And I noticed it turned black and then it fell off. So that was just a strange, unexpected result. But yeah, you could use it that way. Some people like to apply it directly to their skin. You can use it as you would a normal skin oil. We recommend the olive oil or the avocado oil for that. The MCT is a very small like molecule of oil, so it can get in it can clog your pores. So we don't recommend that. But I tend to prefer the avocado oil. It's super nutrient dense. And great for your skin. So you could just dab just a little. It doesn't take much at all, just a little bit under where you're worried about crow's feet or wrinkles. So yeah, you just really just apply the oil straight to your skin.
And that was actually the very first human study of C60 is, Japanese found that C60 significantly reduced the lines and wrinkles in Japanese women.
Yep. And actually when I had, I broke my arm a few years ago and had surgery and had this horrible scar. And I started applying it to the scar, and it went from being red and like puffy to like totally flat. And I don't think you can even see it anymore, really. It's like, looks like a little hair, a fingernail scratch. So you could definitely do that as well. We don't recommend applying it to open wounds, but after your wound is healed, you're no longer scabbed or whatever, you can apply it on there to like reduce the scarring. So, I mean, people have come up with all kinds of creative ways to use it. And people have found that when they use it, they've already tried everything and nothing seems to work. C60 actually works. So anyway, try it out for yourself and let us know in the comments if you've tried it. Wow, we got some more. Carpe Diem again says, does C60 build up in your system? I asked because inadvertently, I skipped a couple of days and seemed like my energy and sleep were greatly affected.
No, C60 doesn't make any permanent chemical bonds in the body. That's just the nature of it. And so basically it washes out somewhere between 4 and 10 days. There's like a debate on how long it takes, and usually goes out, it goes out both ways. Usually a lot from the liver, dumps it out through the gallbladder, and also some of the kidneys excrete some. So yeah, it just kind of washes away because it can't make there's no way for it to hold on. It just kind of makes no permanent chemical bonds in the body. So yeah, that's why it needs to be replaced. But it takes like 4 to 10 days to taking it the same every day to build up to kind of like the level. But it won't go away. If you miss a day, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
It won't go away. It takes a few days to go away. So don't worry about that. But
and all the healing that your body's done and your tissues have done and everything else in your body as a result of just lifting that oxidative burden, that doesn't go away. So those are good, long-lasting benefits.
But we do recommend taking it in the morning because it has a bit of a stimulatory effect. So if you take it in the morning, then, if you take it really late at night, it can keep you up. So just take it in the morning.
All right. And you can add it to food, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that, but a lot of people add it to their smoothie. The MCT oil is really great for coffee drinks.
Yes, and we have like the little single-use packets there. If you can see that a lot of people like this for your coffee in the morning. It's like the keto coffee, bulletproof coffee kind of thing.
And that's great to take on a run, by the way. Just stick it in your pocket. Yeah. Good little like either pre-workout, during workout, or post-workout recovery.
Put it in your water, because one of the things about MCT oil is MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides, and your liver can turn those into ketones, which your cells can use as an instant energy source. So that's kind of one of the secrets of MCT oil.
By the way, have you guys seen our new website? We just went live, was it like 10 days ago? And visit shopc60.com and check it out and let us know what you think. Our research page is back up as well. That's kind of old news because it happened a month ago, but check it out. It's shopc60.com/research. We only put the human studies on there that are related to the kind of C60 we use in our products. So check it out. Darren says, could you explain the cycles and detox process? I'm a beginner in my 30s trying to figure out a good schedule for me, and then hopefully I can explain it and help my family.
Okay, well, first off, there's if in today's modern environment, you're just full of toxins, and it kind of builds up. Especially one of the things is the metals, heavy metals, and that's probably what people notice the first with C60. If you have like a lot of mouth metal, or you've had mouth metal, you may have accumulated heavy metals in your body. When people first take C60, they can often notice a metallic taste in their mouth for a couple of days. Yeah, and that's what it is. C60 has kind of the same positive two charge as like certain heavy metals, and also it displaces them in the body, and then because you're taking C60 in the milligrams, metals are in your body in the micrograms, so it will displace them wherever they're hiding, inorganic heavy metals, and prevent them from redepositing because the C60 kicks them out, and then so your body can grab those metals and kick it out of your body. So people that have taken C60 for a long time have really low levels of heavy metals, and it's part of that process. And also in scientific studies, they found C60 would convert metal hydroxide, heavy metal hydroxides, into metal oxides. Hydroxide is a biologically active form. It'll neutralize it to an oxide, which is not biologically active, and a form that your body can grab and dump out. So that's what you'll notice in the first couple of days.
And this is great news, because if you've done any detox for heavy metals, you know that there is a risk involved. And that is when you loosen up these heavy metals, they're going to start reacting and doing their damage as you're trying to get rid of them. And that can be very dangerous. And that's why we don't recommend doing this process without like a health practitioner guiding you. However, with C60, it doesn't just dislodge them and dump them into your bloodstream and then, damage your liver. It actually deactivates some of these heavy metals, which is amazing because you can detox without all these, scary side effects.
Yeah, so that goes away after a day or two, and then you start getting the health benefits of C60 kick in. And so that's kind of what you'll see. So, but the main thing is just to start slowly, build up, and drink extra water, because you're going to be dumping. And C60 doesn't interact with the toxins directly. What it interacts with is the oxidative radicals that toxins produce. It neutralizes those oxidative radicals before they can cause damage. And that also allows your body to work more efficiently so it can actually get rid of those toxins.
Now, some toxins are really part of our environmental pollution, right? So like EMFs, radiation, stuff that, may not be coming from our food or the soil or the air we breathe, but coming from like, the radio waves or whatever. Can you talk about how C60 can help with radiation?
Yeah, we always know about, like, for instance, the study, they had like rats that were exposed to ionizing radiation. It's like gamma rays, X-rays. One set of rats got C60, the other set didn't. They hit them with a fatal dose of radiation. The C60 rats lived and all the control rats died. And that's like atomic type radiation. But there's also lower non-ionizing radiation, like cell phone tower radiation and various things like that. And one of the things, they always said, it doesn't heat the body up that much, it can't cause damage. But now they found that a lot of these radiations with the right frequency will jam open voltage gated channels in your cells. And that's the voltage gated channels let things in like calcium, sodium, potassium. These are ions, right? So they have a charge on them, and those voltage gated channels basically can get jammed open by certain frequencies. And so, you have, things leak out that shouldn't, or things leak in, which can cause oxidative damage. And C60 helps to prevent that. But of course, the number one thing people should do is they should, try to avoid that stuff as much as possible and eat organic. I mean,
but it's impossible.
I know it is. I mean, C60 can cover up a lot of that. But, if you're on a journey to good health, you've really got to make an effort on your own. Eat organic food whenever you can. Try to avoid toxic environments whenever you can. And C60 can help neutralize the toxins, but it's on the other side. You've got to be putting an active amount in to try to neutralize those to the best you can. You can't get rid of them all, but the more you can get rid of. They found, like, for instance, just eating organic fruits and vegetables reduced the pesticide burden by 90% in the human body in just 2 weeks. Okay, wow. So the benefits of organic food really are there.
Yeah, it's worth it. And there's more trace minerals. They found much higher contents of vitamins and trace minerals in organic foods as well. So
yeah. So,
but back to the radiation. Radiation specifically causes free radical damage. So of course, C60 is really, really good at helping neutralize that.
Yeah, especially those superoxide and hydroxyl ions, which are the main producers of radiation.
Here's an interesting question from Susan. Does C60 impact blood sugar?
C60 does not directly impact blood sugar. One of the things it does, it makes, when let's see, your adrenals make glucocorticoids, and those kind of regulate blood sugar. So when your adrenals start working again, they produce more glucocorticoids, which allows your body to regulate blood sugar more. But then, of course, there's also the thyroid has something to do with that, and it's very complicated. But yeah, C60 can help in lifting the burden that the cells are under, so now they can produce all the precursor molecules and then the glucocorticoids and such that can regulate that. So C60 lifts the oxidative burden, now your cells can work more efficiently, like when you were younger.
I mean, really the go-to for that situation is diet. Obviously, that's going to be the first place you start. But C60 can help you so that you maybe, replacing your diet and starting a new meal plan is not something you can do because you're lying on the couch and you're exhausted. Well, C60 can help you at least get your energy back and your motivation so that you can have the energy to start thinking about, okay, what changes can I make to my lifestyle that are a little bit more challenging now that I have energy.
Yeah, and that's part of that is MCT oil. If you have a glucose processing issue, and you can go online and learn about this, MCT, because those medium chain triglycerides can be turned into ketones and they're a flex fuel for your body. So if you have insulin resistance or other glucose processing issues, C60 MCT oil can is it like a flex fuel for your body. So your body can either run off glucose or it can run off ketones. And MCT is oil is instantly converted to ketones by your liver. So that's something you might want to look in if you have those glucose processing issues.
Now, we always recommend you eat a healthy diet, get plenty of fresh air and exercise. All those things are really the foundation of good health. And without those things, don't expect to get the results from C60 you're looking for, because you really need to address all of them.
Yeah, C60 is just one tool in the toolkit for better health. It's an important tool, but it's not the only one. There's a whole bunch of stuff you've got to do.
Another one from Carpe Diem. Have you seen any studies or have a general opinion on the effectiveness of C60 based on altitude? More or less effective? I live just south of you and reside at 6,500 feet.
I'm not sure how altitude would affect a C60. I mean, it would probably, it's going to be beneficial. Of course, there's other benefits of living at altitude. People actually who live at a higher altitude live longer.
This is definitely the first time we've ever received this question.
Yeah, no, there's
supplements in general or vitamin C or foods, do their chemical structure, makeup change? I don't know. I mean, I've only heard of, the temperature at which you can boil water changing. I don't know of anything as far as nutritional alterations that would happen due to elevation.
Yeah, they found actually people that live at a higher elevation live longer.
Oh.
And they don't know whether it's because of the reduced effective humidity. Because one of the things is altitude, when higher your altitude, the faster evaporation happens. So it's like living in a drier environment. So that's why you need to drink more water when you're at altitude, like all the lowlanders. When you go up to high altitude, drink a lot more water because the evaporation's faster. So all of those things work together. I'm not sure how C60 would fit into that. It's keep its benefits, but how that adjusts. But the main thing is that, if you unless you're really, really high altitude, but moderate altitudes like a mile high or something tends to, in studies, people tend to live longer.
That's interesting. Let's see. Richie says, I still can't believe, oh, stop. I'm not 62, Richie. He thinks I'm 62. You look 40 max. Well, will I give away my age on this video? No. Stay tuned for another one and subscribe to our channel if you want to find out. But yeah, I'm in my 40s.
Yes, but I am 60. That's why I just turned 60.
That was a joke.
Yes. So anyway.
All right. I think that was the only comment.
Well, should we go to some of our emails?
Now, as you know, our email has changed. It's now questions@shopc60.com. So you can email us your questions. If you're watching the replay and you want us to answer a question on the next show, that's a great way to do it because we can read those in advance and prepare even a response for you.
Like the response to Galvin and his crazy video.
I know, right? Well, we will link to that video once it's released because we did actually pre-record that part, and so hopefully everything worked out with the tech because we're our own tech people here. Yeah. So yeah,
that's where we're not perfect here. This isn't exactly
it's a live show. What can you do, right? So okay, so Susan says, can it help with post-surgery? She's had total knee replacement. And do you think it would help recovery?
The answer is yes. We have,
okay.
this is anecdotal reports from our customers, but yes, they've found that C60, if you take it before surgery and post-surgery, greatly assist in the healing process. We've had people that do that, and they have like, the surgeons are just so surprised at the speed that they heal up. So yeah, we can definitely say that from anecdotal reports from many customers, C60 pre and post surgery helps with the healing process.
All right.
Supports the
Here's
healing
one from
process.
Carrie. There have been people definitely telling us stories about how they couldn't believe how their doctor couldn't believe how quickly they recovered. Carrie says, I recently started taking C60 Purple Power and I'm already feeling its benefits. I also give it to my dogs and I think it's helping them too. What about horses? Can they have it? If so, what is the dosage?
Well, the dosage is, okay, horses are pretty big. And so basically, let's say for a 200-pound man, you should be doing probably, let's say, a tablespoon.
Sure.
220 pounds. That's
Once
a tablespoon. No, I don't know how big your horse is, but basically 200 pounds, 1 tablespoon. Figure out how big your horse is.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't know how horses can get big.
I'll tell you the chart. If you go to shopc60.com / oh, wait, you know what? I got to tell you a different way because I don't know the. Just go to resources tab on our website, shopc60.com, and then select C60 pet benefits. And there's a dosage chart. Or when you buy the pet product, there's an explanation of dosage on the back. In fact, that's right over there if you want to see it.
Okay, well, like if you have an 800-pound horse, it's 4 tablespoons. And if you have and so that's basically, or if you have a 1,000-pound horse, you'd be looking at 5 tablespoons.
Wow. Okay. Let me make that go away.
Okay.
So, interesting. Edie says, good morning. I've been taking C60 for a few months and feel great. I also take Iloquy to thin my blood because I have protein C deficiency. I noticed today that it suggested not to take C60 if you take blood thinners. I am hopeful to be able to stay on. What does C60 do to my blood thinner?
Okay, what C60 does, it may not, what C60 does is C60 restarts mineral corticoid production in your adrenals, and that regulates blood thickness. Now, so we would recommend talking with your physician and maybe to get more testing. Now that you have that, I'm not a medical doctor, can't give medical advice, but if you have a problem processing proteins, that may not have any, that doesn't have anything to do with the mineralocorticoids, by the way. That is a different reason than that. So I don't really know what C60 would do. Probably talk to your doctor. It probably wouldn't affect anything because that's a totally different method. And C60 is unlikely to change like the protein metabolism in your body because it's an antioxidant. It doesn't affect that metabolic pathway. So, but probably consult with your physician is always a good idea and let them know.
And it's always good to get tested too if you are on a blood thinner, just to make sure you still need that blood thinner.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, and a little bit with hormone replacement therapy. We've, we had a guy, he went to his doctor, he had 350 levels of testosterone. He got a cream from his doctor, it was like 700, low 700s. And then about 2 months after taking C60, he went in to see his physician, he was 1200. So his physician basically took him off the creams. So, but that took a while. So you might want to consult with your doctor on that. But the main thing with blood thinners, just consult your doctor, you're taking carbon 60 and that it has a potential. Usually people, a lot of blood thinners, they have mineralocorticoid reduction in their adrenals, and that's the reason they're taking blood thinners.
So this question is from Akari. She said, well, I don't know if it's a he or she. Has it been known to help autism? Now, real quick, I have to say we can't talk about diseases or conditions. So we probably can't answer this one.
Yeah, well, I know that we have adults. C60 is kind of an adult choice, and we can't recommend it for children either. So if you're
I have heard promising things about probiotics.
Yes, and yes, probiotics.
Good gut health can really make a difference, right?
But there was a person with adult Asperger's that he communicated with me, and he said, he took C60, and for the first time in his life, he felt normal because all of his social anxiety went away. So he could like function in groups of people at parties and stuff, and he didn't have social anxiety.
That's interesting.
So that's, but he was, adult Asperger's.
Well, you guys are welcome to talk about it in the comments. Let us know if, you've
all I can
experienced
say,
anything.
is we don't have blinded studies on that. There will be some studies
Exactly.
coming out here eventually on C60 and post-traumatic stress disorders among veterans. I don't know when the paper is going to get published, but it'll be out.
All right. Well, guys, we're getting ready to wrap this up.
Oh, it's
So
getting
if you
there.
have any more questions, now is the time, because I will check the YouTube comments again. Let's just see.
Yes.
Question about, and I know the question is, how is C60 eliminated from the body?
Oh, it basically the liver takes it and puts it into the gall, goes out with the gall. I mean, well, that's gall, which is out of your gallbladder, right? That's what's used to dissolve fats, and then it binds, and then it goes out the backside, or the kidneys will filter it out and dump it into the urine. So that's how C60 goes out.
So Angela, she is taking the C60 cinnamon, which if you haven't tried the cinnamon, it tastes like big red gum, but there's no sugar in it. It's
That's
delicious.
right, and it's all organic distillates.
Yes, so it's made with real organic cinnamon isolates, right? And she wants to know if she can apply it topically, but honestly, cinnamon can burn the skin a little bit. It could be uncomfortable. It's not going to damage the skin, but you might be better off grabbing yourself a bottle of avocado oil.
Yes,
C60.
exactly, because
And you wouldn't want to put it on your eyes.
no.
The peppermint either, because that would sting your eyes.
Yeah, so probably that should be best left for taste consumption.
Yeah,
And
she does say she really loves it in her coffee.
Yeah, that's
and in her
where
smoothies,
that's where the isolates should go.
Yeah.
Is in food or because it works. But just get plain stuff for topical use.
And here's the orange one, but it is in a pretty
orange
tiny
is pretty
bottle.
good.
It's a 1 ounce bottle, so it's not going to last you for long, but it's great for when you're traveling and you don't want to have to chase the seed. Like if you don't like the taste of oil and you don't want to have to chase it, this actually tastes delicious. So it's great to just take on its own at a moment's notice, even if you don't have something to drink to chase it down. Let's see.
I believe we have a limited supply of 8 ounce bottles with cinnamon.
Oh, that's right. We do have 8 ounce bottles of cinnamon now.
That's a special run we do every so often.
Oh, here's a good question from Marianne. She says, hi, I would like to use the MCT oil, C60, because of the properties of the oil, but I am by no means an athlete, nor very physically active. Is it contraindicated for me?
Oh no, the MCT is good for just about anybody, because it gets in there and you get those ketones, and then that's flex fuel for your body. So it really is good for mental clarity, or if you got glucose processing issues. The benefits of MCT oil are all over the internet, and you can listen to lots of doctors who will give you proper medical advice on the use of MCT oil. But it's a really wonderful oil.
All right. What is C60 made from?
Well, C60 is made from pure carbon rods. And it's basically how it happens is it's made the same way it's made in giant red stars. Of course, C60 is found in nature, like the burnt wick of your candle is like 0.25% C60.
And it's found in meteoric impacts.
And like lightning strikes and stuff. But, you really don't want to chew on like pounds of burnt wicks of candles to get your C60.
No.
So we get it from a lab at 99.99% pure. And basically you have 2 carbon rods in like a low helium atmosphere, like the outer atmospheres of red star. It took a long time for people to figure out how to do this. And you run electric current through those 2, and it poofs the pure carbon rods into a bunch of powder. And if you do it right, you can get like 10% of that will turn into C60, a touch of C70,
Quite the process.
and a speck of C84. And then there's a process. We use the sublimated process. Sublimation, as you remember from chemistry class, it's when a solid turns into a gas, then back into a solid. So you put all the production ashes in there and heat it up to 400 degrees Celsius. And well, the C60 will turn into a gas and float to the other side of the sublimator where it condenses. And that's how you get your 99.99% pure C60. Now, some other producers, they have solvent produced C60. They use methylbenzene, also known as toluene, which is kind of like a toxic industrial chemical, and then they get the C60 is separated in the toluene, then they bake off the toluene, and then they keep baking it, and they can, but there's always a tiny bit left of the toluene. And so you don't really want to get C60 that is from the solvent method. Always look for sublimated C60. And we're not the only producer of sublimated C60 products out there. So it's just.
But it's rare.
Yeah, it is. It just shows an extra care that people have. We use it, so we don't want solvent-based C60. So that's why we use sublimated, because it's the safest and purest C60 on the market out there.
Of course, it is a little bit more expensive.
Yes, it is much more expensive than solvent produced.
I don't want
C60.
any paint thinner in my C60. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's the same way. We have all organic oils that are farm based. So we really do have olive oil, right? It's not cut extra virgin olive oil
organic,
from the farm source. Certificates of analysis on everything.
And no, our MCT oil doesn't have palm oil in it.
Yeah,
Someone
exactly. We have all of this is analyzed and third-party analyzed even after our production for purity and concentration. So that's just standard manufacturing, good manufacturing processes.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep going.
That anybody should be doing.
All right. So we got a few more from YouTube, I think, and then we gotta wrap it up. Okay, Judy says, since C60 is such a strong antioxidant, would it be overkill to also take sulforaphane or other antioxidants? So we could speak to that, because those antioxidants that you get from your food are essential. And yes, you need to still get those antioxidants because they perform different functions in the body. So it's really important that you still get your vitamin C and your vitamin E and your D and all of those essential nutrients. So don't stop taking those. Don't stop getting those from your healthy foods.
Because one of the things, the secret of C60, it's an SOD catalase mimic. And you can't supplement for SOD and catalase. And as we get older, the production of those in our cells goes down, which is one of the things that you get with aging. So C60 can replace those, and it really just deals with the oxidative, the superoxide and the hydroxyl ion. But things like vitamin C, it's not just an antioxidant, it's also used in the Krebs cycle, which makes ATP and like dozens or hundreds of other biochemistry, like vitamin D. It's involved in over 500 key chemical processes. It's like a building block. So you need all, especially the lutins and what are those phytonutrients? The green, red and yellow and orange vegetables. Yeah, you need all of that stuff. C60 is just one tool in the toolbox for better health, but you need all the tools in the toolbox.
It doesn't replace good nutrition.
No, it does not, and good lifestyle choices.
But as Ken was saying, there are certain antioxidants that have to be produced in your body that you can't replace. However, C60 does do the job of some of these antioxidants. So if you look like glutathione and SOD, now they have made some progress with the glutathione, but the thing is, supplements, they're hard to absorb in the body. I always prefer getting nutrients and things from my food, but you can't get glutathione from your food.
Yeah.
So, as Ken mentioned too, your production of antioxidants really declines as you age. So it's really important that you're getting, especially in today's age, you're getting the protection you need.
Because there's no matter how much you do, you can never, you should be doing to reduce the amount of oxidative burden that you can, but it's not perfect. And C60 helps cover, all that stuff that you can't get. Because, every now and then you're going to go out to eat sometime.
And scientists know oxidative stress accelerates aging like nothing else. And it just starts this vicious cycle that feeds on itself. And next thing you know, you're dealing with all kinds of things that you didn't have to deal with a few years ago. Anyway, but that's why we're here to help. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If so, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends.
Yes, and if you'd like to try C60 for yourself, visit shopc60.com and remember to use the coupon code the C60 Show for 10% off.
And if you're watching us on YouTube today, do subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get a notification every time we upload something new. We would love to see you next time.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. I'm looking forward to seeing you again on our next live show.
See you next time.